Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be tier ranking the state flags. This is something completely new for my channel, and I'm excited to share my thoughts with you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Hope you like my content. Also, if you're enjoying it, make sure to check out my website, grand-american.com. Well, let's not waste any more time and let's get this video started. Going in alphabetical order, we're going to start with Alabama, which has a white background and features the cross of St. Andrew in crimson across the middle. This flag is just kind of meh. It's kind of in the middle. There's some thoughts about it being related to the Confederate flag, but evidence for that's inconclusive, so I'm going to err on the side of caution and say probably not. But regardless, not the best flag. We'll just put it C tier. Alaska's flag has a navy background with golden stars. The stars on the flag represent the Big Dipper and the Northern Star. This flag was designed by a 13-year-old who was living in an orphanage. It's unique and aesthetically pleasing. I would put this in the A tier. Arizona is another unique flag. It has a copper star in the middle, which represents the state's long history of copper mining. Then it has 13 rays of light emanating from the star, which alternate between red and gold. These represent the Spanish flag and pay homage to the conquistadores who explored the region prior to American settlement. I would say that this flag is unique, but it's kind of weird, but it's cool. So I'm going to give it B tier. Now we have Arkansas. I hate this flag. F tier. You probably want to know why though. So they tried hard here, but somehow it still sucks. Kind of reminds me of trying hard in art class, and the teacher says you'll get an A if you try, but they don't give you an A. Anyways, the 25 flags around the diamond represent Arkansas to be the 25th state. They are also the Diamond State. The colors are red, white, and blue. The 4 stars in the middle represent the different nations that Arkansas has been a part of. The bottom 3 are for Spain, France, and America. And on the top, you guessed it, the Confederacy. The original design did not feature a star for the Confederacy, but was added about a decade later. On top of the flag just looking bad, the nod to the Confederacy helps it receive the F tier ranking. The California flag is a white background with a red stripe at the bottom. The red stripe signifies courage. There's also a bear in the middle of the flag, which represents strength and independence. The lone star at the top left of the flag represents the original attempt to overthrow the Mexican government in 1836. While the bear was created in 1846 and briefly represented California's independence prior to joining the Union. Overall, I think this is one of the best flags in the country. It's cool, it's very unique, and I think it just looks amazing. Bears are really cool creatures too. So this gets bonus points, and it's going up to the S tier. Colorado has another unique flag, which I know I'm saying a lot, but as this list is going to go on, we're going to see some really boring basic flags. So appreciate it while it lasts. Onto this flag, though. The C represents 3 different things. Colorado, obviously, the Centennial, which the state was formed in 1876, and Columbine, which is the state's flower. The gold disc between the C represents the sunshine and the gold mining industry. Then there's blue stripes, which represents the sky, and the white stripe in the middle represents the peaks of the Rocky Mountains and the silver mining industry. Overall, this is one of the better flags in the country, so I'm going to give it an A tier for its unique style and lack of comparisons. The Connecticut flag has a blue background and a white shield in the middle. The white shield has 3 grapevines, and underneath there is a scroll which reads in Latin, "He who transplanted sustains," which is their state motto. Evidently, I thought that their state motto was, "We are more than just a highway between New York and Boston," but I guess not. Overall, this flag is kind of lackluster. Not really much going on, kind of mid, so I'm going to give it D tier. What is this flag? Who in their right mind thought that this background color was a good idea? Delaware was the first state in the Union, and they just failed so hard on this one. The date signifies its statehood, and I guess the color is supposed to have the same as General George Washington's uniform. While he may have been an amazing general and then president, George Washington was never a fashion icon, so let's not pretend he was. The coat of arms is printed in the middle of a tan diamond. The coat of arms has an ox, wheat, and corn, which represents agriculture, as well as a ship, a soldier, and a farmer. The state motto of liberty and independence is displayed below the shield. The coat of arms looks fine, but the background color and tan diamond spoils the rest of it. F tier. Also, I want to know, who's been to Delaware? What happens there? I've never heard anything about that state. Comment below if you know anything about Delaware. Florida's flag is basically a new and improved version of Alabama's flag. The only difference is that Florida's Great Seal is in the middle of the flag. Its state flag was adopted a few years after Alabama's, so they're not getting any credit on that one. The seal features a Seminole woman spreading flowers, 2 sabal palm trees, which is their state tree, and a boat in the background with their motto, "In God We Trust." Overall, this flag is kind of in the middle. I'm going to give it a C tier because it's pretty boring and not much going on. Georgia. Oh boy, here's another problem. Well, from the mid-50s through 2001, Georgia's state flag was pretty much just the Confederate flag, the battle flag specifically, and it took them a while to get rid of that. And in 2003, this flag was adopted, which still has a lot of Confederate imagery, but it is the Stars and Bars flag as opposed to the battle flag. This flag features 13 stars in a ring, which are said to represent Georgia's status as one of the 13 original colonies, and lying between that ring is Georgia's coat of arms, which reads "Wisdom, Justice, Moderation, Constitution, and In God We Trust." Overall, I will say that this flag is much more tame than Georgia's previous flags, but it could still be improved. It's not really too spectacular of a flag, kind of falls right in the middle range of southern flags, so I'm just going to give this one the C tier. Hawaii's flag is the only U.S. state flag that features the flag of a foreign country. The Union Jack of the United Kingdom is positioned in the top left corner of the Hawaiian flag. King Kamehameha had great relations with the Royal British Navy, which is said to be the reason behind this. This flag represented the Kingdom of Hawaii prior to their annexation into the United States. The 8 stripes represent the 8 main islands of Hawaii. Overall, this is one of my favorite flags. It's aesthetically pleasing. I really like the Union Jack anyways. I think it's a really cool flag for other reasons. That could be a whole nother video. But it's just cool. It's got a lot of color, and I think it's pretty iconic. So I'm going to give this one the S tier. Idaho's state flag kind of falls in line with so many other flags. It's just a blue background with the state seal, and then a little scroll that says the state of Idaho. The seal itself isn't very bad. It's kind of cool. There's a miner and a woman. The woman represents equality. The miner represents the state's mining industry, which has been prevalent for a long time. Additionally, there's a cornucopia, which signifies the state's farmland, and there's some wildlife kind of thrown on there, which shows how wild the state truly is, as there aren't a lot of people that live there. Overall, not a bad seal, but the flag itself just kind of lackluster, so I'm going to rank this one in the D tier. Illinois is another flag which has a seal with a background, but instead of the blue background that so many states use, they use just plain white. On the emblem is an eagle, which obviously is our national bird, with 2 dates next to it. One of the dates, the first date, signifies the statehood of Illinois, and the second date is the date of the state seal. On the ground is some fertile prairie soil, and there's also the scroll, which reads the state motto, State Sovereignty, National Union. I just learned today that the word Illinois is an Algonquin word, which means tribe of superior men, which is kind of interesting. Overall, not a bad flag. I'm just going to rank this one in the C tier. Indiana is a state that I drive through often, and I can't say that I enjoy driving through the state and its boring farmland, but what I can say is I really like their state flag. So it's not super exciting, but what they do with it, they do right. So there's a torch in the middle, and it has 19 stars. The 19 stars represent Indiana as the 19th state in the Union. And within those stars, there's 13 in the outer loop, which represent the 13 colonies of the United States prior to them being the United States. So that's kind of a cool take. There's rays that emanate from this torch, which are said to represent Indiana's wide sphere of influence. Not too sure about that one. Considering I live in the state next door, don't ever hear about them. And additionally, the torch represents liberty and enlightenment. I'm going to give their flag the B tier. So imagine the flag of France. Then take that, stretch it, stick an eagle in the middle, and put some words underneath said eagle. And then, just so you believe it's not France, you write Iowa underneath. Not that you'd think it's France, because it's Iowa. But anyways, this is their state flag. I would just kind of put it smack dab in the middle of everything else, kind of like how Iowa is anyways. Not really a bad flag. They didn't have a flag until right after World War I, so they were kind of late to the party. But overall, it's okay. I'm going to rank this one in the C tier. I'm definitely getting tired of these dark backgrounds with the seals in the middle. So Kansas' flag, it says Kansas underneath. They've got their seal in the middle, and they have a sunflower over the top. I like the sunflower. That's kind of cool. So on the seal, there is a landscape with the rising sun, river, and steamboat, which signify commerce. There's a settler and a man plowing a field. There's a wagon train, which signifies the western expansion, and there's some natives hunting bison. There's also a cluster of 34 stars, which shows that Kansas was the 34th state admitted into the Union. Kansas's flag is just kind of boring, just fits in with everybody else, so I'm going to rank it in the D tier. More dark blue. So Kentucky's state flag, with the state seal in the middle and the dark blue background, features a statesman and a pioneer who are bracing each other, and it says united we stand, divided we fall, which is a nice phrase that goes back all the way to Aesop. Otherwise, that's pretty much all it's got going for it. I don't really like this flag. I'm going to give this one the D tier because it's not very original. Next up is the state of Louisiana, which features a white pelican feeding its 3 little babies. Underneath it says Union, Justice, Confidence, which is a nice little motto. I like this flag a lot. It's different. It's not the same as everything else. I really like pelicans, so maybe a little biased here, but I'm going to rank this one in the B tier. Maine is such a beautiful state to have a lackluster flag. At the top of this flag is a North Star. Underneath is the state motto, which translates to I lead. Then there are 2 men. One of them represents a farmer, and the other one represents a seaman. And this is said to represent the state's reliance upon agriculture and the sea. There's on the seal a tree with a moose underneath. Overall, not the most interesting flag. Looks like a lot of other state flags, so I'm going to rank this one in the D tier. Maryland's flag is easily the most unique flag in the whole Union. The flag features the coat of arms of the 2nd Baron Baltimore, who was the founder of the Maryland colony. The black and yellow colors are called Lord Baltimore's banner, which were used to represent the colony up until the Revolutionary War. During the Civil War, Maryland, a state in the Union which allowed slavery and had a lot of Confederate sympathizers, remembered its state history and began to use its flag once again. Pro-Union Marylanders used the black and yellow Lord Baltimore's banner, and pro-Confederate Marylanders used the red and white Crossland banner. After the war was over, and in 1880, the new flag, which is just the plain old Maryland flag you see today, the coat of arms of the Baltimore family, was returned to status and used as a state flag. I thoroughly appreciate Maryland's flag. It has a lot of history in the colonial era, the Civil War era, and the current era, and I think it might just be the best flag in the whole country. I'm going to rank this flag all the way at the top and give this one S tier. The flag of Massachusetts is quite bland. It's not going to score very high on my list, but I'll talk through it. The top has a shield, and the shield has an Algonquin native, and underneath that is a scroll which reads the state's motto, which is translated to, by the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty. So not a big fan of this one. It's really bland, blends in with a lot of other ones. I'm going to rank this one F tier. Not a very good flag. They're trying to redesign this. I hope that goes through. Michigan state flag is a lot similar to many other ones, but its coat of arms is rather large, and I think that helps it out. There's a moose, there's an eagle, and there's an elk. Underneath that, it says out of many one, which is the national motto. And it also says on the shield, I will defend. I like this flag a lot. It does it well. I'm going to rank this one in the B tier. The newest flag in our country is the state of Minnesota. This flag features a few colors. There's a star in the middle, which is an 8-pointed star, which is supposed to represent the North Star. And the dark blue color is the stylized landmass of the state of Minnesota. The light blue color is supposed to remind you of the waters of Minnesota, as they are the headwaters of the Mississippi River and Lake Superior. It's a beautiful flag. I'm going to rank this one a B tier. Flag of Mississippi is another newer flag. This was adopted in 2021. It features a magnolia blossom as well as 20 white stars and a star at the top, which is made out of 5 diamonds, an indigenous symbol to the state. I like this flag a lot. It replaced the long-standing Confederate flag that they used to have, and I think it's really good. I'm going to rank this one in the A tier. Missouri's flag features triple stripes and the state coat of arms in the middle. I like the state coat of arms. It's got 24 stars, which represents the 24th state in the union, and it's got cool bears on it. I like bears if you've already watched earlier. So I'm going to rank this one kind of in the middle because it's not as bad as some of the other ones, right in the middle at a C tier. Well, that's going to be a wrap on part 1. I hope that you guys enjoyed this content. Part 2 is coming out really soon. If you like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below. I'm trying to mix it up, so if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to let me know. Also, check out my website, grand-american.com. Stay tuned for part 2, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day.